I saw this and I thought it's small enough and it's valuable enough, it'll work, but it was covered with a lot of things and I didn't see everything that was going on with it. Like if I couldn't open the drawers, I couldn't do a couple of things, but I still got to replace the knobs because the knob is missing, but that's not a problem. If I can't find anything really nice underneath, I'm going to just paint it and flip it that way. Okay, the drawers are pretty dirty. This is my receipt. Plus, they don't come off. So this is going to be a little more challenging than I thought. There's just a little bit of chipping down here and over there, so I'm just going to do a little wood filler. I'm not endorsing any particular type, but you know, as long as it says wood filler, I'm going to use it. Use my fingers to put it on, and then I will spackle it through. It's tight. Little spackle to kind of make sure it's flat. I've been using 180 to like 80 to get this varnish off. I basically want to stain the drawers, so I just want it to kind of get the layer off. And once I know it's completely off, I'm gonna just kind of wipe down the sand part. I've been drying and adding a second layer to it. On this side, I may need a third layer because it seemed like it's just not quite smooth. And when I've put enough layers on there, then I will give it a light sand down there to smooth it in. But everything else is good to go. Got my scuff sand and sand the top drawers. I do have to wipe it down though. Okay, it's time to get my paint on. I'm using black. This is paint that was used to paint my basement steps, my wood steps. I'm using it for the side. It's too much on the brush. I'm trying to get some of it off. I'm going to roll it and then I'm going to come back through with a brush to smooth it out. I believe 2 coats might do it. Let's see. I would love to use a brush on the whole side, but it's going to take me forever. So I am going to start with the roller and end with the brush. I'm wearing a glove, which is something I'm doing for the very first time ever. I just see a lot of people wearing a glove, and I'm like, why not? I have gloves. Why not spare myself? I haven't painted on hands. See, nice even strokes. Making sure the paint is evenly sprayed. It's not quite there yet. I can see through some of it, so it definitely needs a second coat. But I have used this same paint for a dresser that's in my room that I'm very proud of. Let me know what you think of that dresser. I watched a tutorial for inspiration, so I totally pivoted what I want to do. I no longer want to stain these. Like, I want to completely paint it. So I put some protective tape around the edge of the drawer so it can be protected from any overlap. And I am going for a totally different look. I did put the inspiration for this piece down. She did such a beautiful job. It's way better than I could even think of. She's a pro. But I'm gonna take what she did and do what I can do. That's what you gotta think about too. Like, we'll see stuff posted and we're like, oh, I wish I can do that. But I mean, you gotta start somewhere. Just get started, start somewhere. I know you noticed that I didn't take the drawers out. That's because they seem to be, this is like a file cabinet and the drawers are attached. And so I decided just to keep it in there instead of trying to pull them out. Just trying to apply it nice and even. Then I'm gonna come back through with my brush and brush it. This roller is very, very handy. Oh, it just applies so even and quickly. Only the first coat, so expect to see through it a little bit and not try to seal all that in. Just get a nice first coat on there, then let it dry. Come back in about an hour for the second coat. Time for the second coat. Everything looks really light and a little see-through, but this second coat would make it nice and lusciously black. Looks better already. Look at that. Roll it here. Amateur painting at its best. Making jokes. Follow through with the brush. Get that top part done. Also get this one up here too. Then I like the paintbrush kind of downward strokes. You gotta do this quickly before it dries. All in one direction. Like I said, I am an amateur painter. If anybody wants to give me any pointers, I would gladly accept it. Careful. The over stroke. The piece dried nicely. I like the fact that I can still see the wood texture underneath. I made sure the coatings was pretty thin, and my paint already has primer in it, so of course I just went right on and just painted it. And then I would do my little special design. I like how it looks like black stain. It's gonna take some work. Adding the second layer. Gonna need a lot of touching up. Definitely not a small project. Doing a lot of touching up for the edge once I take the tape off. Let's get the toothbrush. Leave this on for an hour. We will see what we shall see. I do have my black paint handy. For all the touch-ups I need to do. It will need a lot of touching up and another coat. So I'm just gonna do one side, just the side, learn from whatever happened and do better on that side. Nice and easy. Okay, I'm gonna let the paint dry because I'm gonna use some tape. I'm gonna let the paint dry because I'm gonna use some tape to do some touching up, and I don't want to touch up the parts that are wet. And then I started on this side. And yes, I have a lot of touching up to do, and I just want to put the tape along there because I really want to post this thing by tomorrow evening.